Hi, this is Stephen from Distro. Well, yesterday I touched on Acer's new gaming laptop lineup in my live stream, where we discussed all of the new laptops announced at CES 2022. Now, if you haven't had a chance to watch that stream, click up here, and I'll also leave a link in the description below. Now, I have always quite liked Acer because they do keep things simple. They have the Nitro 5 for the budget gamer, the Helios 300 for the mid-range, and the Triton series for the more premium line. Much more simple than the myriad of SKUs that Asus and MSI offer. So, first, let's take a look at the 2022 Nitro 5. It still has an all-plastic build, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. I have two of them myself, and they are rugged, they don't dent, and they're quite resistant to scratching. It's available in either a 15.6-inch QHD 165Hz or Full HD 144Hz, and also a 17.3-inch QHD 165Hz, Full HD 165Hz, or even 144Hz, and is also available with either a 12th gen Intel CPU up to an i7 or a Ryzen 6000 CPU. The AMD model has FreeSync. You can go all the way up to an RTX 3070Ti. Now, I suspect there will be SKUs with a 3050, 3050 Ti, and also a 3060. Now, I do like the redesigned lid. It's a bit more stylish there this year. It still shows it's a gaming laptop, but I'd say in a more subtle way, I think. The HDMI 2.1 and USB-C port have been moved to the back, which I think is a good thing, because last year they were on the right hand side and could interfere with your mouse hand. Now, the Intel model gets a Thunderbolt 4 port, but there is no mention as to whether the AMD's USB port supports DisplayPort. Now, you still have 3 USB Type-A ports and 4 heatsinks with fan control. Plus, there are air intakes above the keyboard and also underneath, so I think cooling will be great this year. You still get a separate number pad even on the 15-inch model, plus an option for 4-zone RGB lighting. For storage, you get 2 M.2 slots. One is PCI Express Gen 4 and the other is Gen 3. Now, pricing will start at $1,049 for the 15.6-inch and $1,099 for the 17.3-inch. Now, interestingly, the AMD models are slightly more expensive than the Intel ones, which is puzzling, as we do expect the 12th gen Intel to be faster. Also, I am puzzled why the Intel model only gets DDR4 RAM when it supports DDR5. I suspect this may well be to help keep the Intel model more price competitive. Still, I think the redesigned chassis looks nice, and I can't wait to get my hands on one. Next, let's take a look at the revamped Helios 300. The chassis has been restyled and is now more reminiscent of the Triton line. It looks more sleek and refined. It still retains the blue Predator logo on the aluminium lid. But the 2022 model now has an RGB light bar just below the trackpad, giving it a more premium feel. The keyboard is mini LED per key RGB backlit as well. The Helios 300 is only available with a 12th gen Intel CPU up to an i7. There's no AMD option here. But like the Nitro 5, there's both a 15.6-inch and a 17.3-inch model. The 15-inch with a QHD 165Hz or Full HD 144Hz. And the 17-inch with either a QHD 165Hz or Full HD 165Hz or 144Hz. For storage, there are 2 M.2 slots, and it can be configured up to 2TB in RAID 0. Around the back, you have an HDMI 2.1, Thunderbolt 4 and mini DisplayPort, and also the power connector. On the left is a single USB Type-A, and on the right there are 2, so you have plenty of connectivity options, including 3 video outputs. Like the Nitro 5, you have air intakes above the keyboard as well as underneath. You have 2 fans and 4 heatsinks with fan control. Plus, this year Acer used liquid metal on the CPU with a foam barrier to stop it leaking onto the motherboard. So definitely cooling this year should be better. Now, there's no word on power levels, but they do have their turbo button that will boost performance. I am glad that they redesigned the chassis, as I did think it was starting to look a little bit dated. And pricing starts at $1,649 for the 15-inch and $1,749 for the 17-inch, the latter being available in March. Finally, we have the 2022 Predator Triton 500 SE. This is a special edition laptop for both work and play. On the inside, we have up to a 12th Gen i9 CPU and up to an RTX 3080 Ti and 32GB of low-powered DDR5 5200MHz RAM. The low-powered RAM should help increase battery life thanks to its dynamic voltage scaling whilst maintaining fast performance. Now again, there's no mention of power limits on the 3080 Ti, but since it's only 3/4 inch thick, at its thickest point, I suspect it will be a max-Q version with a max of 130 watts. But still, that should pack a serious punch, as I suspect it has advanced Optimus and G-Sync. For storage, you can get up to 4TB of PCI Express Gen 4 in RAID 0, and its 16x10 16-inch display has a resolution of 2560x1600, 500 nits and a fast 240Hz refresh rate and 100% of DCI-P3 coverage. The bezels are slim and it has a small bottom chin. Its all metal build gives it a professional look and it only weighs 5.5 pounds. Also, the Predator logo on the lid is small and subtle, so it should fit well into a business setting too. There are no ports at the rear. Acer reserves the space for practically all heatsinks, through which 3 fans exhaust air. Again, there are air intakes above the keyboard, and Acer again uses liquid metal and a foam barrier on the CPU, and it has 4 heat pipes. It definitely looks like this year Acer has taken cooling seriously. Now for ports, you get 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, you get 2 USB Type A's, an RJ45, HDMI 2.1 and also an SD card reader, plus a combo audio jack. Now the power port is on the left hand side. To top it all off, you get a 99.9 Wh battery. So this laptop checks all of the boxes that I look for, and I will do my best to get one to review. Pricing starts at $2,299 and will be available in March. Now let me know in the comments below which laptop you are looking forward to most in 2022. And make sure you're subscribed to catch my reviews on the upcoming machines. I'd like to thank you for watching. Bye now.